Glasses, my glasses. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. Yes, just like before, I still have bad hair days. Yeah, this is not one of the good ones. I don't know why I don't record videos in the days that I've got perfect hair, but anyways, that's not the point. Last week I had a webinar with Tila EdTech, which is an online school for all kinds of students, like exam preparation students, general English students, even teachers. It has got courses for, let's say, anyone who wants to know something in the world of language learning. And yeah, last week I was with them. I was their presenter. I was telling everyone about young learners and how we can, let's say, motivate young learners in an online classroom. And well, the thing is, just like always, I forgot to push the record button. Usually my students remind me to push the, record button whenever we are in an online class that has to be recorded, but this time everybody forgot, so I was sort of doomed. So I thought I could come here and record a video for you and tell you everything about the webinar. I can share the slides with you and tell you how to motivate young learners in an online classroom. So join me. Well, let's start with the first slide, the importance of puppets. We all know that puppets are great in face-to-face classes, in online classes, everywhere. But in an online classroom, the great thing, the magical thing is that at home students have got a lot of different dolls, different toys that you can use in your, during your sessions. And based on my experience, I have seen that when you use a puppet, whether they want it or not, whether you want it or not, they will start gathering their toys, wanting to show them off in front of the camera. And you can use that to your own benefits. If you want them to have a conversation, to make a conversation, you can have them make the conversation with their puppets. It can be a great way of having a pair work activity in an online classroom. If you want the puppet to say something, you can make the puppet talk. And I guess I told one of my good memories in an online classroom. I was asking this guy, Omar, I guess, yeah, his name was Omar if I'm not mistaken. I was asking him to respond. I was asking a question. I don't know, I guess I was asking about the color of his t-shirt or something, but he wasn't responding. He was not, in mood. So I kept asking. And then I saw that he was playing with something. When I looked carefully, I saw that he was playing with a doll. It was I guess, Spider-Man. So all of a sudden I started, yelling, "Spider-Man, Spider-Man, what color is your t-shirt?" And then all of a sudden, Spider-Man started responding. That was magical, a magical moment, I had found the key to that kid's heart. I could make the kid talk, and it was amazing, an amazing moment. Now let's see the next slide. Animal mimes. I guess some of you may even be familiar with this. Making the kids mime an animal, making the sound of the animal, even trying to show the animal using their body, their gestures. They really enjoy this, and you can use this animal mimes, you can turn it into anything mimes. The other day we were working on parts of the city, different parts of the city, and I guess I was trying to show them police station, we were doing something like this. For hospital, we were doing something like yeah, things like this. So with different gestures and postures, they can produce the vocabulary items, recognize the vocabulary items, and at the same time it's really fun for them. The name of the next activity is description. Well, about description, I can say that it is one of my favorite activities in both online classes and face-to-face classes. In face-to-face classes, you've got your own whiteboard, you start doodling something and your students are supposed to guess what it is. In online classes, it's sort of the same. You just need a collaborative whiteboard. Some platforms like Adobe Connect, Big Blue Button, even Zoom, I guess, they do have a collaborative whiteboard. But some other platforms like Skype, I guess, they don't have a whiteboard. My personal suggestion is Jamboard. Jamboard is really nice because if you have got your students' Gmail addresses, you can invite them all in, and everybody can start doodling things one by one for the other people to guess. So it could be either you doodling, the students guess, or it could be I don't know, Ayesha doodling, and the other people will try to guess what vocabulary item is that, or what situation is that. They can even produce sentences doing this activity, I mean for higher levels for sure. The next thing is board games. Some teachers, I mean some of my colleagues, have been asking me, how do you play board games in online classes? I mean, in face-to-face classes it's easy. You've got a dice, you can touch it, you can roll it, you can enjoy, even jumping, sitting, you can see the counters, you can move the counters yourself, but how do you do it online? I personally use Jamboard again. I put, the picture of the board on Jamboard. It has got, drawing tools, so I can draw their counters, and it has got an eraser. Again, I can clean the counters and then move it to another square. So using those counters is easy, but the thing is we don't have a dice. So what I do is that I use this link, okay, the link that you can see right here. And I use an online dice. You just have to click on the dice and then it starts rolling. I know the kids cannot do it themselves, and that's maybe the part which is not really fun, but that's all we have right now. If you have other ways that can make the kid, roll the dice, and at the same time you're not losing the class, and you can manage the class, feel free to share it with us in the comment section below. I am really interested to know that myself. But for now, I use an online dice, and so far so good. It's been working for me. Just don't forget to have a model first, a sample. Do it for them one time. For example, they've got 3, and in the third square they can see a dog. If you want them to just say the name, okay, what is this? Then do it once before you start the game so that they know what they are supposed to do. Or if they are supposed to make a conversation, write it down on Jamboard or in the chat box, somewhere for your students to be able to see, because seeing it can make it easier on both sides. Giving instructions to kids, just like adults, I guess even adults are like that, but with kids you need to be even more careful. So if they're supposed to say a sentence or make a conversation, have it on your board. The next activity is how many? I personally love it because it is again really engaging, and your students need to do something, and they need math as well. I'm not good at math, but your students are. Believe me. And it's not really complicated. They just have to look at the card that you show them, and they need to find the items at home. And say, for example, okay, I can see 3 chairs, teacher, or you show them 2, they can say that I can see 2 books here, and they need to show it to you. Don't force them into showing, you know, everything in the house to you, but the things that they can carry, it would be great for them to, you know, take it and show it in front of the camera. Yes, they cannot show chairs unless they can, you know, they are there using their phones and they can move their phones, but some of them are using a PC or a laptop and it's not easy for them to move it around. So either they can show it or not. The point is for them to take a look at their surrounding and find, for example, 3 chairs, 4 toy cars or 2 pencils, and it would be great if they can show it in front of the camera as well. The next slide is actually one of my favorites. Worldwall.net is a great website that has got like a lot of different resources, a lot of different online games that you can play with your students. Let's say that the online game I'm talking about is not like you will send the link and they will play themselves and you will not be able to monitor them. No, it's a kind of game that you can play together. For example, they can all see a question and they need to give you the answer. And everybody should give you the answer, because you're not naming a special person. It is going to be engaging for everybody. I know it can, you know, make a mess. In an online classroom, you will hear different people talking, using their microphones, but that's okay. We are talking about young learners. Even in a face-to-face classroom, young learners are loud, pretty loud. So we cannot expect them to sit in their houses, you know, on their chairs. I mean, we cannot expect them to sit still and one by one unmute themselves and speak. It's okay. Sometimes you will not even be able to hear who is giving you the answer. And if you're using Teams like me, you know, the school is making us use Teams. I'm not saying it is a bad platform. It is a great platform. But when I share my screen, I cannot see more than one person. So I will not understand who is responding. And that makes my classroom management a little tough for me, but that's okay. I say, if I can hear them answering, I will hope for the best and I will assume as if everybody is giving me the answer and I will move on to the next task. Because all I want is for them to feel engaged, to feel interested playing that game. And one more thing that I guess I forgot to mention about worldwall.net. Remember that you can create your own games, your own activities. I guess you can do it as a paid member, but for the other people, it has got ready-made posts, ready-made activities that you can use. You just need to push the community part. I mean, you need to click on community. Then you can search the topic that you want. For example, food or fruit, or today I'm working on animals. If you just search it, you will find lots of ready-made activities that you can use. Well, the next activity is virtual ball games. Yeah, virtual ball games. I don't know why for a moment I forgot the name, but they really like this game. They don't see a ball, even I guess nobody sees the ball because it doesn't really exist, but you're playing with an imaginary ball, you throw it, they catch it, and you just need to find out what you want to do with it. Would you like them to say a word as soon as, you know, they get the ball? Would you like them to make a sentence, to make a conversation with the one throwing the ball? Whatever you want them to do, it's the best way of, let's say, assessment or even controlled practice. If you are practicing the vocabulary items, you can throw the ball, you can show the flashcard and say whoever catches the ball needs to answer the question, and you can name that person. So that, you know, when you throw the ball, like everybody will say that I got the ball, teacher. So I have to answer your question. If you want to, let's say stop the chaos and prevent chaos, you can do this. You can throw the ball and say, for example, Zahra, catch the ball, or Mariam, catch the ball, and then you can show the flashcard and ask Mariam to give you the answer. What is this? Yeah, for the next activity, this is what you need. Yeah, I know. The things we have to do for our kids. Well, if you want to, work on the order of the sentence and the sentence structure, this is really cool. I myself learned it from one of my great masters, dear Ms. Aframi. If you're watching this, I say hi to you. I have learned a lot from you, and this is one of the things that I've learned. Well, let me tell you how it works. You need to give them a sentence, like for example, I love apples, or I like apples. And then, for example, for the word I, once. For the word like, twice. And then for the word apples, 3 times. So they understand that whenever they hear the verb, they need to, do it twice. And whenever they hear the noun at the end, they need to hit it 3 times. And then you can give them drills. You can change it to she likes bananas. And then wait and see if they are doing it right. So they need to have drums at home or something like this, anything, for them to be able to tap on it and you can hear it so that you understand they know what they're doing and they're doing it right. Now about storytelling. I have had good experiences with storytelling and bad ones. If it is long, if they don't understand it, if it doesn't have a lot of actions that you can do or they can do, then they will be bored. Okay, but if it is interesting, short, and they understand what is happening, it has got enough pictures or a video that you're talking about, it has got actions for them to do, it will be fun and they will be interested. It will be really engaging for them. So try to go for stories that has got actions inside and that you can ask questions in the middle of the story from them. The next one is probably the one that you yourself do it a lot. If you are an online teacher, you must have already heard about this one. Bring it. Whatever you are teaching, if you're teaching fruit, vegetables, I don't know, school items, the things that they have it in the house, make them bring it and show it in front of the camera. The best thing is about colors. When you ask them to bring something red, bring something yellow, bring something brown, they jump, and they start running, they start finding, different things that have that color, and then they will be so interested and so engaged and so happy to just show it to you, and they will be like, teacher, look, I've got something red pen, or I don't know, a blue car, a blue toy car, whatever. Heads up, this one is really interesting. I can say that I have played it with kids, I have played it with teenagers, with adults, all the ages. People like it, and they find it really engaging and interesting. You need to write the vocabulary item or the name of a famous person or whatever you want to work on or you have worked on, either vocabulary items or even sentences, and then put it on your forehead and pretend you don't know what it is, okay? And then make them spell it, make them define it. With lower levels, I usually ask them to just spell it. With higher levels, I ask them to define it, to tell me the meaning, to even use it in a sentence without saying the word, and then I have to guess what it is. The next activity is pretty fun again, the cups. For this activity you will need 3 cups. So have the words, the vocabulary items that you have worked on today, the written form or the pictures, small pictures of them, fold them and then put it in one of the cups, then start moving the cups pretty fast. And after, I don't know, 10 seconds, stop and say, okay, if, for example, the vocabulary item was a pen, then say, okay, where is the pen? And don't forget to code the cups somehow, with colors or with numbers. And for the last activity, we talked about flashcard games. There are 100,000 games that can be played with flashcards, but the one that I myself found really interesting in online classrooms was for me to show the flashcards really fast. I mean, change the place of the flashcards really fast, show the next one, the next one, and the next one, and they have to say the names really fast. So if it is like vocabulary items, they're like pen, pencil, book, notebook, ruler, eraser, and it's really fun, you know, looking at their faces, trying to say it as fast as they can. So this one is really nice. I have seen that colleagues play it in another way as well. They, for example, show the flashcards and move the flashcards pretty fast, and students will say stop. So as soon as they say stop, they will stop and they need to say what flashcard they can see. Again, I'm sure that you know lots of other games that can be played with flashcards online. So please share it with your colleagues, the other teachers, in the comment section below. Thank you very much. So that was it. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope that it will be useful for you in your own classes. And just like always, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done it already. It's not too late. Just push the subscribe button, and don't forget to push the bell button next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Bye bye!